I think exchanges are very constructive. So you have each country independently trying to decide something that would be best for its own country and its own people. But at the same time, if they don't work harmoniously together, it can actually be self-defeating. That is, both countries or multiple countries can be worse off if they don't work in harmony together. She came from a very poor family, a rural family, and at some point she went to Shanghai to work essentially as a maid, and she ended up working for a maid for the pastor of the Lowry School in Shanghai. And then when her son was 12 years old, he left on his own, stowed away on a boat to go to Shanghai to find his mother. And when he found his mother, the pastor was so kind to bring him into the home and to both house him and also to educate him. And so that gave him the big advantage that eventually led to his being able to found a very good business. My mother went to McTeer School. My father went to St. John's College. They came to the United States after college to get further study with the plan to return to Shanghai, return to China. And only because of the war and other disruptions going on in China did they put off their return until finally they decided to just create a family in the United States. So I think they missed Shanghai. I think two impressions I have of Shanghai. One is, which I see throughout China, this very interesting mixture of history and modern. So, of course, the example in Shanghai that really jumps out at you is in the Bund, where you look one side, you see history, you look the other side, and you see modern China and all its glory. The other thing I would say about Shanghai, which I had heard about but really didn't appreciate until I saw it, is that the city, the residents seem very sophisticated, very cosmopolitan. The closest thing I can think of in the United States is to New York. When I went to law school, there was only one other Asian student in 3 years. And then I went to the law firm, and I was the only Asian lawyer. I went to in Congress, worked in congressional staff, and I was the first and only actually non-white chief of staff. And then I later taught at the University of Virginia in the law school, and was the first tenured member of the faculty. I just kind of stood out a little bit in that respect. It's very tricky. So to some extent, it's a disadvantage. Sometimes it can be an advantage. I think of it as sometimes an advantage because people don't forget my name. People don't forget my face. So unlike other people, if I do well, I can be remembered more easily. And so, of course, it's important you have to do well. If you do badly, they'll also remember you very easily. This is something that all of the countries are struggling with. Increasingly, of course, there's cross-border business activity. U.S. companies doing business in China, Chinese companies doing business in the United States, and as well as all other countries. That presents an extraordinarily complicated situation for taxation, because you potentially have multiple countries around the world that have some legitimate claim to tax some item, some amount of income, say. And so you have to then figure out which country should get how much and how to carry that out in a fair and appropriate way. That's a very challenging situation, and the more the countries around the world coordinate their decisions, the better it would be for everybody.